Hello there, welcome back to Acquired Taste. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark and eBay primarily, and today we're going to do what sold video. If you like reseller content, primarily what sold videos and some hauls, please consider subscribing. But with that, I'm just going to hop right into it. We're just going to talk about maybe 12 sales that I had at the end of April. So I did a video for the first half of April, and now I'm just gonna do the remaining half of April, and I'm gonna kind of talk about just a couple because I have like 60 or 70 sales and I definitely don't want you to have to sit through all this. So I'm just gonna highlight a couple of things, talk about my best flip in the last half, talk about my least profitable, and then at the end, I'll kind of summarize April in total because this was my best sales month ever, and so I'm very excited about it, and I just want to kind of give you the highlights. So let's just hop into it. On the 11th, I had a sale for a brand Romf. I actually have never heard of this brand. However, I do know that equestrian pants or horseback riding pants sell really well for me for a large quantity. Or dollar amount. So these pants were like a gray, blue, I think they were called Serafina full seat equestrian breeches. I purchased them for $7.99 at Salvation Army. After 46 days, these sold on Poshmark for $100. So I profited $72.01. So that was an incredible flip. The reason I wanted to talk about this one was to share the brand with you, talk about equestrian horseback riding pants because they are very popular and sell for a lot of money. And actually, I think I have 3 sales that were over $100 in the second half of April. So I'll definitely be covering each of those, as well as some of my lower price sales. Anyways, those are a wonderful flip. If you have an opportunity to pick them up, I definitely recommend picking up this brand. Another brand, and I talked about this in my last video, but another sale that was over $100 were these Streets Roller Derby vintage women's skates. And I sold a pair in my last video. I think I sold them for $112. These sold for $104. So we profited $76.26 off of these skates. Very exciting. I got these at Goodwill for $7. So I'm very happy to make that type of flip. And I definitely recommend, especially this time of year, posting those roller skates. And these are like the old school roller skates. So I definitely recommend them. If you can find them, pick them up. They're hot. People are wearing them. It's kind of like that trendy vintage vibe that everyone's kind of been into for the last couple of years. So I definitely recommend those. This next sale I want to talk about because I want to talk about the brand. So this is the brand The Great. It's a green and white striped floral kind of embroidered t-shirt. I purchased this for $2. After 48 days, it sold on Poshmark for $44. So I made $33.20. And the reason I want to talk about it is because I learned of this brand from a different reseller, and I wouldn't have picked it up necessarily unless I had heard somebody else talking about it. And so I definitely recommend this brand. I think I actually had it in a Salvation Army haul, but it sold, for a $2 investment. I held on to it for 48 days, which really I don't mind 48 days, holding on to something for 48 days, and it sold for $44 for a t-shirt. So very happy about it. I definitely recommend picking it up. I just wanted to bring it up so that I could share that with you, since I learned that from probably one of you all that's, sharing their content on YouTube. The next sale I want to talk about was my least profitable sale. So this was from Nike, which I like picking up Nike, especially, this was a Nike Golf black and white houndstooth women shorts. And I like picking up Nike Golf because typically I can sell it really well. And I'm not going to talk about it, but I did have a sale for Nike Golf, and it was a pair of men's pants that sold for $29. These sold for I purchased them for $6 at Goodwill after 174 days, so like 4 or 5 months. These sold for $17 on Poshmark, so I made $5.14 on them. So really it's kind of a lesson, like, do I pick up the Nike Bermuda shorts for women? And, you know, no, probably not. I probably won't do that again. But purchasing the Nike Golf, you know, khakis for men, I probably will. So that was my least profitable, $5.14. So moving on, they're gone. The next one I wanted to talk about is also because of brand. So these are 511 tactical pants. So, or the 5.11, I'm not exactly sure how they pronounce the name. Sorry if you can hear that thudding, it's my dog scratching over here. Anyways, these 511 tactical pants, they were just black. I believe they were women's tactical pants, and I purchased these for $6 after 135 days. These sold on Poshmark for $35, so I made $22. They're just something that's kind of unique. When I saw them at the thrift store, I didn't really know what to think about them, but they were heavy duty, and I think that, you know, sometimes those heavy duty work pants are popular, and so I purchased them, and I'm really happy that I did because we made $22 off of them. So that's great, and I just wanted to share that brand with you all as well. The next sale was something I was really excited to talk about in one of my last haul videos, and it's the brand Arcteryx. So this was a burgundy long sleeve full zip women's jacket, and I purchased this for, actually this is my fastest flip as well. So I purchased this for $10 at Goodwill. After 5 days, this sold for $60 on eBay. So I made $37.83. So that's great. I was super excited to see it when I was, you know, of course I have a huge death pile in my garage. I'm slowly getting through the inventory. And now, you know, I'm happy to see that it sold for $60 and we made 36. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my dog.
No, hey.
Anyways, so happy that that sold so fast, and especially in April where, you know, Arcteryx or those types of sweaters and jackets aren't necessarily selling as well. I didn't have a problem selling this one, so that's great. The next item I want to share with you is my oldest item. So I've had this item in my closet for 567 days. So it was by the brand Show Pony, and it was a floral and blue lace romper. It was really cute. It was kind of thin, so it is more for summer. I thought it was just adorable when I saw it in the thrift store. I got a local thrift store for $1 after 567 days. It sold on Poshmark for $10. Which I think was the asking price. I had it, just dropped it, it got to $10. And somebody bought it outright, so I made $6.05 on it, but it's gone, and it's the oldest item that I have that I sold during this time period. So I'm happy about that. The next item, I always talk about this brand because I love picking this brand up. It's Adriano Goldschmied. I always pick it up no matter what type it is. It's just moves really well for me. So these were a pair of beige. They were called the Prima mid-rise cigarette pants, and at size 29. And I paid $3.75. After 226 days, I had held on to them for a little while, which is pretty typical of AG. But these sold on eBay for $55, so I profited $45.28 off of these pants. So I'm happy to do that. I know that I held on to them for a long time, but for that type of return, it's okay with me. The next sale was a fun sale as well. So it was this new with tags Ted Baker. It was like a hot pink one shoulder dress. I actually received this in an Amazon liquidation box a while ago. I paid $2.21 for it after 498 days, which is a really long time to hold on to it. This sold on Poshmark for $88, so I made $68.19. I like picking up Ted Baker. When I see it, I'll pick it up, especially something that's new with tags, and for the price of $2.21, you really can't go wrong with that. And you know, of course, inventory turns are important to think about. So, you know, for me, holding on to it for 498 days is an extremely long time. However, my investment was very low, and the return was super high. So I'm okay with it. I'm very happy with that sale. I'm glad that they received it. They left a 5-star review. It was wonderful. So on to the next one. The next item I want to talk about is something that I didn't even know what it was when I went through and did my thrift haul, but it sold really fast. So this is the brand American Fighter. It's this men's gray teal t-shirt, and it had, you know, the American Fighter logo and everything. When I pulled it out, I'm like, what is this thing? And you could tell that I had no idea what I was talking about when I was doing the thrift haul, which is embarrassing, but whatever. So I purchased this at Goodwill for $7. After 6 days, this sold on Poshmark for $24. So I made $9.74. Not a high profit, but it sold in 6 days. So would I pick it up again? I don't know if I'd pick this up again for $7. If it were $3, yes, I would absolutely pick it up again. But for $7, that's a really high cost of goods for a t-shirt. I'm actually surprised I paid that in the first place, but I am glad that it sold fast and that we made almost 10 bucks off of it. The next item, the second to last item I'm going to talk about was actually my best flip. So again, I believe this is what was in one of my Salvation Army hauls, and this was an MLB San Francisco New York Giants retro varsity jacket, and so it was reversible. And one side it was like the suede typical, almost like Letterman jacket, and I think it said San Francisco Giants. And then when you could reverse it into like a satin, like orange and black, I think it said like the old New York logo jacket. It was really cool. The only problem with it, I mean, there were some stains on it. It was definitely vintage. I tried to treat it as much as I could, but also in the pockets, there were holes at the bottom of the pockets. Not that went all the way through, but there were holes in it that, you know, it wasn't brand new. But I bought this for $12.99, which is pretty high for my average cost of goods. But after 75 days, this jacket sold on eBay for $110. So I profited $75.66. Would I buy it again? 100% yes. It was just really cool in general. One of those pieces that I was trying to think of somebody around, you know, in my family that would really enjoy having it. Although, you know, I kind of held on to it, and then the season started, and that's when it started getting a lot of attention. And yeah, I'd rather sell it for $110. So anyways, very happy with that. That was my best sale, I believe, of the month. So very exciting. The last item I'm going to talk about was from the brand Gal Meets Glam. This is another brand that I just wanted to talk about because I didn't know about it until I heard from another reseller about it. So I'm hoping to share that with you. And Gal Meets Glam, it is sold at Nordstrom. I believe it's sold at Nordstrom Rack as well, maybe. But it is because I purchased this at Nordstrom Rack. This was a retail arbitrage piece. I purchased this dress for $10.49. Gal Meets Glam has an excellent resale value. So it was new with tags. And I actually think it was from Nordstrom and then got to Nordstrom Rack, because you can always tell at Nordstrom Rack, it has the little barcode. Like if you go to Macy's or Nordstrom, then whenever you purchase something, they have another barcode that they peel off and put the sticker on. And so I think this was purchased at Nordstrom and then was returned, and maybe it was a late return for the season, or maybe, you know, it had sat on the floor and didn't move. I'm not exactly sure how Nordstrom moves their inventory to Nordstrom Rack. But anyways, this was at Nordstrom Rack. I purchased it for $10.49. After 118 days, this sold on Poshmark for $65, which is lower than what I wanted to sell it for. However, I had it for a decent amount of time. Somebody sent me a good offer. I accepted, and I made $39.05. So to make almost $40 on, you know, a $10 investment makes me very happy. So those are all the sales that I kind of wanted to go over. Now I'll just kind of summarize April, and since it was my best month, it's very exciting. Trying to, you know, scale my business while I'm working full time. I'm finding it a little bit challenging lately, especially I'm almost 7 months pregnant. So very excited to see my business grow on the side. My total sales was $2,676.51. And my total profit that went into my pocket after cost of goods, after fees, after shipping, all of that, I profited $1,613.81 that went into my pocket at the end of the day. So I'll take an extra $1,600 a month for doing something that I love anytime. So that's really exciting. My average sales price per item was $30.76, and my average profit per item was $18.59. So it's creeping up. If I look at my history and look at the months in the past, it's starting to creep up, and that's great. The way that it breaks down by website, so on Etsy, I sold 5 items. I don't sell a lot on Etsy, but I do have a few things listed there. On eBay, I sold 36 items, and on Poshmark, I sold 46 items, which to me is surprising because typically I think I made more money on eBay even with the lower sales. So it's very interesting to kind of look at the data. My best sale of the month was that San Francisco / New York Giants vintage retro varsity jacket. That was just so cool. I wish, I don't know, part of me wanted to keep it, but what am I going to do with like a extra large jacket? Again, I bought that for $12.99, sold it for $110, profited about $75 after cost of goods and fees. Wonderful flip. I had a few best-selling brands. So each of these brands, I had 2 items that sold in the month. So Adriano Goldschmied, Ben Sherman, J. Crew, Michael Kors, Nike, Peter Millar, and Zara. So all of those, I had 2 sales each, so they were my best-selling brands. I didn't have any brands that were 3 items or more this month. So yeah, that kind of sums everything up. I didn't want to make this too long. I could go on and on about data and statistics. If you're interested in that type of information, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to talk about anything you want to see. Otherwise, I hope you have a great night. Thanks for joining me. See you in the next one. Bye.